Hello everyone, I am Govardhan and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to build this digital clock using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. As you see, this digital clock has a timer and it shows today's date, and this timer updates at every second. Now let's build this project from scratch. All of you open your Visual Studio along with me and please start coding along with me so that you can also build with me. So let's start. I'll first create a HTML file. I'll name it as index.html. It was created. First I'll get a boiler template, HTML boiler template. For that we have to type exclamation mark. I'll name the document name as digital clock. So let me open that project. See guys, I will explain this HTML template so that you can understand. This whole thing is our body, and in that body first I'll create a heading with a digital clock. In that thing I'll create a div for this black window. In that div I'll create another div inside the div for showing time, and also I can create the second div inside that for showing the date and the day of the week. So that's my plan, so let's implement it. First I'll create a heading. So let me give the heading. I'll give the heading as digital clock. Okay, next inside this heading I'll create a div. I'll give the class name as clock. Inside this div we have to create two more divs, one for showing the time and another thing for showing the date. So let me create a div with a class named as time. It shows the time. Next I'll create another div named as class named as date, and it shows the date. So that's it. Let me open it quickly with our live server. Guys, you have to install an extension named as live server for running this program. If you haven't installed, please go and install, then only you are able to run your projects on the live server. So let me close it. I already installed it, so I'll run this HTML now. As you can see, I've just coded the only HTML. Now let me go for CSS. So I'll create a file named as style.css. Along with this I'll create one more file for writing JavaScript named as script.js. So I'll link the CSS file here. Let me link the CSS. Yeah, our CSS file linked. Now let me link the JavaScript file here. So for that I have to use script src. I'll give the name script.js. Yeah, that's it. Now we linked both our files to our HTML document. Now let's get into our CSS. Guys, first I'm going to remove the auto margin and auto padding already applied in this project. So for that I have to use star. I'm going to remove the margin so that I'll keep it as 0, and also I'm giving the padding as 0. Through this we can remove the auto applied margin and padding to this project. So next we get into our main CSS. So for body I'm going to first give the font family I'll give the font family Arial. Next I'm going to give the background color. So background color, see guys, as you see, it is a colorful linear background, so we have to give the background color as linear gradient. So let me give that linear gradient. Okay, that's it. Here I need to, sorry guys, it's not a background color, it's simply just a background. Here we are applying the background linear gradient, so it's okay. Now we got it. Now in this thing we have to give the color, so let me give the values here. CAC 0%. Next hashtag. See guys, I'm giving this color for this linear background, don't get confused. I'm using the codes for this color, so it's 784. I'll provide all these details in my GitHub account, please go and check it. It's 15%. Okay, now we got our color, so I am going to add one more into our gradient. It's 2BA 86C5. I'm going to give the 100%. Yeah, that's it. Let me move it a little bit. Next I'm going to give the height, so I just give the total height 100 VH so that it covers entire window. Next I'm going to, I want this to display in center. For that we need to use display flex. Next I'm going to justify the content to center. It shows our text to the horizontal center, so it now arrived at horizontal center. For now I also want it to be in vertical center at this space, so for that we need to use align items center. See, now it appeared at the center. I want this time and date below this digital clock, guys. For that we need to use the flex direction. The automatic flex direction will be horizontal, we need to convert it to the vertical. For that thing we have to use flex direction column. See, now you can see that our time and date appeared below our digital clock heading. Next I want some gap between them. See, there is occupied, they occupied very roughly. I need some space between them. Yeah, now it has some space and looks good. Now I'm going to write the CSS for our heading, so let me write the CSS for heading. So I'm going to give the color, let me give the white. Yeah, that's nice. Next I'm going to increase the font size, sorry, not font family, it's font size. So I'm going to increase it to 3 rem. Yeah, as you can see the font size increased and color changed. Next I want this text to be in capital letters, I don't want them in small letters, so for that I have to use text transform uppercase. Yeah, that's it, that's what I want, all these letters converted into uppercase. Next I'm going to write the CSS this for this div named as clock. So let me write the CSS for that thing. So for that I have to use dot clock. Inside this thing I'm going to give the width 50 VW so that it occupies the 50% of the window. So let me give 50 VW. Now I'm going to give the padding to rem. Next I'm going to give the background color. Now it was not visible, guys. We got a window here, so I'll show you. After applying the background color, it will visible to us. So I'll apply the background color as black. As you can see, it appeared, but our text also mixed with that window, so we will change it, guys, don't worry. Next I'm going to give the color. I'll give white. Now I'm going to give the border. I'll give border as 1 pixels solid white smoke. See, the border appeared for that window. Next I'm going to give the border radius, so these edges will become smooth. Let me give border radius. I'll give border radius as 10 pixels. Next I want this time and date to be present at the center, so for that thing I have to use display flex. Next I'm going to align the items to the center. Next I'm going to justify the content to the center. Next I'm going to see this flex direction was in now rows, so I'm going to change this to columns so that time and date will be appear at below. Flex direction, column. Next I'm going to give the gap 1 rem. Okay, see, our time and date appeared. Now let me write the CSS for this time and date, so that as you can see, guys, in my project, this time and date to have some bigger size and beautiful spot, so we have to get that here. Don't worry, we will take care of this time and date in JavaScript. So let me give the font size here. I'll give font size as 8 window size, so sorry. Okay, next I'm going to give the font weight. I want it to be in bold. Okay, it appeared bold. Next I'm going to change the color, so I'll give the color as D. Okay, means white. Next I'm going to give the line height. It's 1.2. Next I'm going to write the CSS for our date. Here also first I'm going to give the font size. I'm going to give it as 2 rem. Next I'm going to give the opacity as let me give 80%. For that we have to use 0.8 decimal value. Next I'm going to give the line height. I'll give the line height as 1.5. See, as you can see, our date and time was in perfect shape and size and font type. So now our CSS and HTML completed, guys. Now we will take care of this time and date in our JavaScript. Let me open JavaScript. First I need to use document.getElementById method, guys, to get those values from my HTML. Here I'm going to first create a variable. For that, first I'm going to get the date guys, date. For that we need to use new date function. Through this we can get the date, so I'll show you guys, don't worry. Let me inspect it and get into console. Here I'm going to type a new date, scatter date. See, as you can see, the date was appeared. If you want, just simply you want date means you can type let me give the value date to now variable. Here I'm going to print now, and for getting the date we have to use now dot get date. See, as you can see, we simply get our date through using now dot get date. For getting the date we have to use new date function. This is how we're gonna work. Now I will get the hours, minutes and seconds from the date. For that I have to use let hours is equals to now dot get hours. Through this we're gonna get the hours, and in the same way, so let me get it to, in the same way I'm gonna get minutes. For getting minutes I have to use equals to now dot get minutes. In the same way I'm gonna get seconds also. Let seconds is equals to now dot get seconds. Where is seconds? Here. That's it, guys. Now we get our hours, minutes and seconds. Let me open it. See, guys, first for showing this time here we need to select this thing from HTML. For selecting, first we have to create a title element and we have to use document.query selector. So let me do that thing quickly. Const title element is equals to document.query selector. So I'm gonna pass dot time here. See, guys, simply I just selected this time from HTML, guys, and I assigned it to title element, constant value. So next I'm gonna display time element. So sorry, it's not title element. Here we are dealing with time, right? So we have to use time element. So time element dot text content. Now we are assigning the text value here. So here I want to display hours, minutes and seconds. For this, for assigning these many values, we have to use dollar flower bracket hours. I'm going to close it, and I'm going to give this symbol, guys. For hours, minutes and seconds, this symbol was present between them. So next I'm going to show minutes. Okay. The same way I'm going to show the seconds. So let me show the seconds. Yeah, that's it, guys. Next, see, guys, these are not those things. For the getting this symbol, you need to use the key present before the one, that is this symbol. I don't know what this symbol was called. So I'm telling you guys. So next I'm going to get the date. We just simply show the date here, time here. We simply show the time here. Now I'm going to get the date. Const date is equals to now dot get date. Next I'm also get year from it. So for getting year, now dot get full year. Guys, I want to show this December and this date value, but when we use now dot get day like that, we just only get a number, guys. See, if I use now dot get month, I just get a number from 0 to 11. Here 0 means January, 1 means February, like that. 11 means December. I just simply get a number. So we don't want a number here, we want a name here, name of the month. And when we getting the date also, it starts from 0, guys, but actually dates start from 1. So for that thing we have to create a list and we have to map the things. So let me create an array. See guys, here for typing all the months and days of the weeks, it took time. I'm simply copy pasting from notepad just the months and days of the week. Okay, next I'm going to map these things with our values. So for mapping I'm going to use const month name is equals to months of, here I'm using now dot get month. Here we are getting the number of the month. So let me get month. That's it. Now in the same way I have to print the day of the week. For that I have to use a day name is equals to days of week. I'm going to pass now dot get day. Sorry, it's not date, it's get day. That's it. Now I'm going to select this date. For that we have to pass the query selector, guys, as we done before for the time. So let me do that quickly here. Const date element, I'm creating a date element here, is equals to document dot query selector. Sorry, I get something different. Query selector. Here I'm going to choose the date here from our HTML. So next I'm going to display that thing. So for that, date element dot text content is equals to, here first I want day name, next month name, next date, next I want to print the error like this, from like here, day name, month, date and year. So let me do that quickly. Here I'm going to print first thing day name, next I'll give comma and I'll print month name here, next I'll print with some space, next I'm going to print the date here, next by giving bus comma, next I'm going to print year here. Yeah, that's it, guys. Yeah, we are good to go. Now you can see this, guys. See, it just stuck. We want to show timer continuously like this thing, but it was stuck. So for that we have to update it to run it at every second. So for that I have to create a function. So I'll keep this everything inside the function. Let me create it function I'll name it as update time. Update time. So let me keep this entire code inside the thing. So okay, yeah. Next I'm going to call this thing update time. Guys, now I have to call this function at every second. For that thing we have to use set interval. So let me use the set interval. So inside this thing we're gonna create one more function. So it's gonna call our update time function. It's a arrow mark here. It's gonna call at every 100 millisecond, 1000 millisecond, guys, means 1 second. So that's it, that's what we're gonna do. See, now you can see that this number was updating at every second and timer was changing every second. So but there is some, see guys, we need 0 in front of this one. When when the number is less than 10 means it should have 0 before it. We have to do that thing. For that we have to go to our hours, minutes and seconds. I'm gonna make it string. After making it string, I'm gonna give pad start when it was less than 2 digits means then it's gonna add 0 before that. Same thing here also. I'm gonna change it to the string. When it has less than 2 digits means then it's gonna add the padding before 0. Before the thing it adds 0 padding, as you can see here. Next here also I'm gonna give the string. I'm gonna change it to the string and I'm gonna give the pad start. When it has less than 2 digits then it's gonna add padding 0. Yeah, that's it guys. Looks like our project was completed. This is our HTML, this is our CSS, and this is our JavaScript. Now let me show this project. Let me refresh it. See guys, this is our project and it was working perfectly, and it was showing the time at every second, and it was showing the date. This is our project guys. Thank you for watching. If you came until now along with me, pat yourself on your shoulder. You've done a great job. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Meet you tomorrow with another exciting project.